oh, new year, new me. And that's just never been my thing because everything I do is effective immediately. Like that's how I roll. But being on social media, I do see the toll that it takes, and by it I mean the new year, takes on everyone. Everyone is supposed to set these dynamic goals. You're supposed to have your word of the year, your mission, your purpose, just all of those things. And I see so often how it fizzles by like today. Bonjour mes amis and bienvenue to Le Premier Chit Chat vlog of 2024. C'est moi, Jessie, a resident Francophile, and here on Cappuccinos and Consignment, I focus on lifestyle, travel, and finance. S'il vous plaît, take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow. Follow me over on Insta. I have a blog, and on both Insta and TikTok, search pour moi. We did it, mes amis. We did it. We have made it into a new year. Now what? Now what? I can tell you what I have been up to I think today is the 8th. I'm very, very bad at knowing what day. I am constantly, well, I don't embarrass easily, but I am constantly being corrected on the short form social media apps because I'll say, oh, bonjour, happy, da 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 da, and they're like, yeah, it's definitely Tuesday. Yeah, that's my thing. So this year I have been in full on slow mode. And I absolutely love that for me. And I hope that you are doing that as well. As a person who does not, this isn't the new year for me. Like this is not when I count the new year. It is a new year proper, but I have a separate time for when the year is new pour moi. So I don't feel that pressure to, oh, new year, new me. And that's just never been my thing because everything I do is effective immediately. Like that's how I roll. But being on social media, I do see the toll that it takes, and by it I mean the new year, takes on everyone. Everyone is supposed to set these dynamic goals. You're supposed to have your word of the year, your mission, your purpose, just all of those things. And I see so often how it fizzles by like today. And yeah, that's not how we operate here. Everything is sustainable. The way we shop, the way we spend our money, all the things are sustainable. The lifestyle that we have created has to be sustainable. So I have been living slowly and it has been absolutely amazing. Very, very amazing. I've been reading so much. So much, and so much so that I have reopened my book club. If you did not know, I have a book club and we I'm also not editing. Like that's something that I am carrying into 2020. It will be very, very minimal edits, and we're going to circle back to that. But with my book club that I had closed for some time because there were just a lot of moving parts and I was in a space where I did not know how I wanted to do things. And some stuff I still don't know how I want to do it. But with that, I have opened up my book club again and we are meeting Sunday. So it's not too late for you to join if you do want to. Every month we pick a different book, the genre, language, all of those things, they change. And so we meet and we talk about those things. So this Sunday we will meet my accountability group as well, all of those things. So I have been reading so much and it has felt so good because that's something that I used to do so much before I got online. My first home that I had ever purchased, and if you look at some of my vintage blogs, I had to make sure I was recording because yeah, we're not bringing that into this year. But in my first home that I purchased, I had a wall filled with books. I would go through easily in a month, I would read about 6 books, like, and that was on a slow month. So reading has been just, it's been so good, and it's been good to read on my terms. I still have the book club book that I am reading, but I'm also reading a different book for me. That has been lovely. I have been just in my fabulous gowns until it's time for me to shower and switch into another gown. I think it's about 10 10:30 a.m. or so. And I did not plan on vlogging, but while I am in the midst of my skincare routine, I said, let me check in avec mes amis over on YouTube, because every day I am on Insta. And speaking of which, I am going to open here a membership, a subscription. I'm not sure what it's called, but here, as I do on Insta with my subscription group, every day I am going to go live. This will be a members only. Consider joining me. It's an entire vibe. The lives are they're so intense, because we just never know how the recording, or not a recording, it's live. We never know how it's going to go. And because it's live, we feed off of the energy of one another. So depending on what a Mazami puts in the comments, we start going there. So yesterday, while going live avec my famille, I cried. If you are new here, that is something that I have drawn the line on. I have said that I would never cry online. And I know there are times when I have vlogged where I'm crying, but you don't see me crying. I was going live. I was in the kitchen. I don't think I had on gloves, but I was cleaning the kitchen. By cleaning, I mean loading the dishwasher. And I just started crying because it got so intense. We were discussing, one, I was sharing that I wanted to go back to school, so shared about what discipline I would do this time around. And that led to what would I do with this degree and what are some things that I really want to do. I shared that I wanted to do more public speaking. Public speaking, motivational speaking, that is something that I know that is my gift. And going back to the I'm not editing that, which has become a trademark, that was something that I had always been very hesitant to do because of my speech. I do have, I don't even know if this is politically correct with stutter. Do we say that? And I do pauses to prevent me from stammering and stuttering on certain words. So when it comes to public speaking, that's difficult. If you are somewhere speaking to a crowd, even on the news segments, I don't think you all realize how big of a feat that was for me to get on someone else's broadcast system on the news, not here on my channel where people know me. No, to get and people are mean here. So imagine what the world, the nation, whomever who saw that video would feel if I stuttered or stammered on words. And me doing that last year was such a huge step. And me during my 25 days of Vlogmas, where I did little to no edits, and I shared with you all why I have to edit, well, not have to, why I choose to edit so much, to take away those long pauses, and to see how warm and welcoming you were with that meant the entire world to me. So back to yesterday's live, avec my famille. In that live, I shared how that is something that I'm so passionate about, helping people. That is something I've always done. I've always been a motivational speaker. Throughout my entire life, I have always been that friend, that relative, that coworker that people would come to when they needed a lift, when they were just feeling so defeated and feeling as though they were just wanting to give up on everything. I was that person that they came to. And I'm that person that a lot of you all come to. A lot of what mes amis stay here for. You may get lured in by the fabulous style and the well moisturized skin, but you stay because you feel better when you leave my channel. I'm not editing that. And that is something that I want to share on a broader audience. And while going live avec my famille, we started talking about money. We started talking about the luxury that so many of us who just never had the opportunity to figure things out, to take time off, to do all of those things. I started crying, and I'm reading the comments and mes amis are crying, but it was such a very, very intense bonding experience. And that is something that I am focused on this year, is continuing to grow deeper relationships avec mes amis for, I'd say, quite some time. If you are online, one of your underlining missions is to grow your subscription, your followers. That is a big thing, because those who are reliant on brand deals, that means money. Your amount of followers, your engagement, all of those things translates to money. I have shared time and time again that brand deals and I just don't seem to work out well, because I am, that's a whole other subject. We'll save that for later in the year. But since I know that that is not my primary focus, I want to focus on, there we go, there's an example of the pause. I want to focus on strengthening the relationships that I have. And one of the ways that I do that is with the personal lives. With my lives, I share things, the subscription lives. With those lives, I share things that I don't share publicly in a greater sense. I know it may appear that I'm a very, very public person. I'm not. I am one of the most private people you all will meet. And that's why the husband still laughs, because when I even flirted with the idea, that was very New England of me. The idea of getting online, that was his first thing. He said, "What are you going to do?" No, I don't know stuff about you. I'm finding stuff out about you years and years later. That's my gift. So with that, with my contained, I should say, subscription group where I go live, I share things that I don't publicly. And it has really given us a space to get to know one another, because my famille, how I refer to the subscription group, they share things with me that they haven't shared with friends and loved ones. And it is just such an honor. So with all of that, that is something that I am going to do here. So consider it. Every morning we will go live together, and it's just a vibe. So during that live, when I said that I wanted to do public speaking, that I wanted to get back into academia, teaching, things of that nature. I don't know if I mentioned it here, but I used to be a high school teacher, and I quit because I knew I was going to get fired. And that was because I'm a very opinionated person. I may not share a lot of opinions here, but when it comes to taking advantage of people, I have zero tolerance for that, which is why so many of the brand deals don't work out for me, and just so many things in life. But I know it's for a greater cause. After saying that, after crying, after going for a very long walk, which I do every day, I got back home, read, answered emails, replied to comments, did those things, and then just turned off for the rest of the evening. Later on that evening, I got 2 emails directly related to the things I said I wanted to do: a public speaking offer and for a university position. I don't know if I'm going to do that university position because it's a subject that I really don't want to teach, but how amazing is that? Just how amazing is that? And that leads to my vision board, Jorge. I am doing a vision board party on the 28th of January. It is not too late to join. I am keeping it very, very small because I want to, one, reflect on 2023, sharing with you all my vision board, the things that came to fruition, the things that did not, and why I think that was the case. But last year, that was my first year ever making a vision board. And 2 days after making that vision board, one of the things came to fruition. One of the things that I was so scared about, and that was me being on a news segment. And if you have been around all of last year, you saw that I was on the news a lot, like in a good way, last year. And so just the power of the words we speak, the things we think, the people we share these visions with, it matters so much. And I have never been one to, well, I'm not going to say it's secrets. I just don't tell everything. Just some things are not your business. But I have always wanted to share how I have gone about doing certain things. And that's the premise of the vision board party, is that I want it to be more than us just posting pretty pictures. Like that's Pinterest. That's what we have Pinterest for, to put pretty pictures. I have learned in my extensive year of manifesting and of just actually making my visions become a reality, that there are things that need to be done. And I believe that even the smallest things, your alignment, there's so much, but those are the things I want to share. So it's great. This is going to be a good year. It has to be. My 2023 started off in the worst way ever. The worst way ever. I lost my mare. Come on. That's how my year started. And oddly enough, it ended on a sour note. There were so many highs in the middle of that, but it ended on a sour note. Well, it ended here on a sour note. And if you saw the live and all of those things, you will get that reference. But this is just going to be an amazing year. And I wanted to hop on one to just say bonjour and to let you all know, just don't feel that pressure. Do not let social media, do not let anything, people in your lives pressure you to right now in this month have everything figured out for the year. Because last January, if anyone had told me that my year would have went the way it went, I would not have believed them. Like nothing about it, I would have believed them. So extend yourself grace. We are just on the tail end of the holidays. I know that that is not a hallmark card for so many of us. And even as someone who is not a holiday person, it was still very difficult. That was my first holiday season without my mare, and it was hard. And so many of us are dealing with things that we may or may not talk about, and that's okay. It's okay. So I love you all dearly. I cannot thank you all enough for just your continued love and support. The emails, so many mes amis after the live debacle. Well, it wasn't even a debacle. That was a blessing. After that, the amount of emails that I got from mes amis following up to make sure that I was okay, to make sure that I was not going to let any dark cloud come over and take over what it is that I have built here. It was amazing. You all are absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you all how much I love you, how grateful I am, and how this is going to be a dynamic year. So if you know someone who needs a speaker, a guest speaker, motivational speaker, any of the speakerships, email me, because I am so leaning into all the things, and I am not letting anyone make me question if I can be in this space, if pivoting. This is what I think every time I say pivot. I said that all last year. Switching courses. No, not even switching courses. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not even swerving. If doing this is not okay. Some things we don't have words for. En français or anglais. We just have to let the spirit move us. I love you all dearly, and I hope to see you all in the members live that will be going on every day. I hope to see you in the vision board, at the vision board soiree, possibly the book club, a one-on-one call, wherever, however, I am here. I love you all so much, and let's be fabulous. Let's extend grace. Let's do all of the things. So until the next vlog or every day live in the AM, ciao for now.